Okay, first and foremost, I do not have any HDMI capture device, so this is just going to be my phone capturing what's happening on the screen. Right, so you've got Amiga. If you press select, you can then go to, well, jump to something like Paradroid 90. One of my favourite games on the Amiga. Yep, takes a little while to load, but this is one of the systems that does actually take quite a long time to load, especially if it's the first time you've actually started it up. I'm using a standard SNES controller with this. Well, SNES style controller. It's USB. I'm not very good at this game. Now I'm probably dead there. Oh, deadlock. Fair enough. Anyway, selection start will take you back to the main menu. We can go back and then you can select which system you want. Daphne. So you've got Dragon's Lair 2 and Space Ace. At time of going to press, just want to point that out. So let's go for Dragon's Lair. This is on a 4x3 old Dell TFT, which I have in my arcade unit. And yes, this also takes a while to load up as well. It goes through quite a few of the like static screens before it. There we go. Yeah, this is a rip of the original Laserdisc game Dragon's Lair, and then it just resets itself. But that's it. Press button Y because you have A, B, X, Y, and then start. No good at this level. Okay, selection start takes you back to the main menu. Button B takes you back. Loads of Game Boy games. I don't know if you can actually see that on here. Yeah, 582 games available. Keep going through there. We've got MAME, which is multiple arcade machine emulator. Loads of games on there. Master System, Mega Drive, MSX, N64. Some games work well, some games don't. Unfortunately, GoldenEye does not work very well. Nintendo DS. This is one of the games you're going to have a mouse for, because, well, the bottom screen is a touch screen, so the mouse basically emulates the bottom of it. You get the general idea. Neo Geo, Nintendo, the original NES. As you see as I scroll through some of these, it does actually play you a little bit with a video of the game. The game hasn't actually started. This is just, you know, a video of the game. Again, let's go over to here. If I go to T, then I can scroll back to S. So Super Mario Brothers original. As I say, some of them load up really quick, some of them don't. The smaller games like the NES, SNES, etc. do actually load up really quite quickly. So you press start. Don't quite know what I'm doing here. Actually, yes, I do. Yeah, sorry about the screen flicker. That's just going to happen. So go back, and we've got Neo Geo Pocket Color, PC Engine. We've got ports of a couple of games: Prince of Persia and Quake. I thought it was Quake 2 Arena, Quake 3 Arena. PlayStation, quite a few games on there. One of my favourite games, as you can see, plays a video for most games, not all. That's one of the games that doesn't have like an intro to it. Wipeout 2097. There is a strange thing that happens which I don't think I can actually get around. It does give you a black border on the bottom of the screen sometimes. I'm not entirely sure how that works on 16:9 screens, but on the 4:3 that I'm working with at the moment, it does give you a bit of a black border. There we go. That happens on the top rather than the bottom, which I just said it wouldn't happen. So it plays you the full motion video, etc., intros to certain games. There's Soul Calibur on here. Let's just get into the game. It still has loading times, but they're not as bad as loading times as the original. Let's go for that. And you can reconfigure the controls once you're in a game on the PlayStation. That's the good thing about it. Whereas with oh, I did get the boost. With the games on the MAME system, they are pretty much static. But most of the games on there only require like 2 buttons, and some, if not, like 4 buttons. You have 4 buttons available to you. There we go. Ooh. Sorry, the reason why I'm so bad at this game is I'm actually looking at it on the slightly delayed screen on my phone rather than the actual screen. Hate the way that this game actually takes you out of autopilot and then slams you into a wall, because that's helpful to no one. Okay, select and start takes you back out. B button takes you back. That's another settings menu. 32X, that's all but one of the games ever released on 32X. Mega CD, there's a few on there. That's a Sega SG-1000, the original. That came out before the Master System predecessor, and to be quite honest, not a great deal changed between there and the Master System. Super Nintendo, the Vectrex, Virtual Boy, WonderSwan Color. There's the Sinclair Spectrum. I do actually have a keyboard in the system at the moment to make sure that I can control it, because the Spectrum did actually have like keyboard controls before your joystick was even available. So let's go for 180. It's a darts game by Mastertronic. Absolutely love this game. So what you would actually do here, with all games on the Sinclair, you would select Kempston. That would enable your joypad. So that's 2, and then start game 0. Tune up or game on. So let's go game on. Got Delboy Desmond always, every single time. So oh, 15. Yep, not a bad score. I'm just waiting for along the bottom of the screen here. When the other player is playing, there's normally sometimes there's a dog, and he has a Wii on the bar. So let's see if we can find. Oh, we're on. Yep, that's the best speech synthesis you're gonna get, especially from a Sinclair Spectrum. This is the 128K version, the only version I managed to actually upload to get working in 128K. There are other 128K only games which are on here. Not entirely sure why some of the games actually needed 128K to begin with. Oh, that's awful. Still ahead of Delboy Desmond. And there's still no dog. And the lady behind the bar, you'll see her basically pull that and then shove a pint across to the left. Although not in this instance. There we go. So now I've got 43. All I want to do is have a 3, double top, result. Now on the Spectrum emulator, you will need to exit in a different way from the others. You will need to press button A, which brings up file, and then you need to press X to confirm any option you have. File, then just go exit fuse, and it will take you back to here. As I say, some systems have videos, some have very limited information. I can't help that. The other thing is, on the Arcade Classics, if you go to, is a small thing that I've put, it's not really an Easter egg, it's just something I didn't realise it would actually dare I say it, I didn't think it would stick. However, it has stuck, and you can see the high score there is bum. Sorry about that. With the arcade games, you press select to insert a coin. You can see that happening on the bottom of the screen. As I push 1 or 2 players button, I've only got one controller at the moment. Again, a SNES controller, so press start. Oh, I'm terrible at this game as well. But this time at least I get like dual lasers. I remember playing this in the arcades in Western Supermare. Olympia Arcade, to be quite honest with you. Oh, no. There we go. Oh, here we go. Oh, rubbish. Okay. Thanks. Selection start goes back to the main menu. Yeah, you've got Atari 2600, 7800. The 5200 isn't on there because it's just awful. Commodore 64 Coleco. Game Boy. Let's have a look at this. Again, select. I want Super Mario again. Oh, no, it's just Mario, isn't it? No, okay. So just scrolling through a few games here. Let's have a look. Super Mario. You can scroll through a lot quicker with the right and left shoulder buttons, so I'm just doing that. Super Mario Land, that's the one. So if any of you remember the Game Boy, you probably had this. You had Tetris, most definitely. Super Mario Land, probably. So you press start. There we go. And don't die like that. That was awful. Yeah. Even has that slightly greenish yellow colour to the screen. Yeah. Oh, by the way, you jump on those, don't go near them. Nah, rubbish at this game. Told you. So you can just go, right, rage quit out of that. Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Television, MAME. Let's have a look. Is Altered Beast on here? I'm pretty sure it is. So let's just go. If it's not on one, as in MAME, it will be on the Classic Arcade. If it's not on Classic Arcade, it will be on MAME. It's because of different emulation problems that there are between the two, so it's in the appropriate emulator area. So insert coin, press select. Yeah, let's put loads in. Let's rise from your grave. Okay. You will basically, for each game, have to figure out which control does what. It's not as obvious as sometimes you might think it is. So oh, one more. missed that. Where's my other? Oh, I'm not having that. There you go. This is like the original arcade version as well, so there we go. And now I can go, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I got the power up, but I don't need it anymore. Which he drops down. Boink. Ooh, ooh. Okay, select start. Oh, what was the other one? I realise now that this video's gone on for like over 20 minutes. So I'm going to cut it really, really short. And go R-type. 22 minutes on the clock. Yep, it will sometimes give you little warnings and then give you like ROM OK, RAM OK, things like that. And there's not really a great deal you can do to stop that. It's like the beginning of DVDs, remember those? So here we go. Put some coins in. Again, this is on a 4x3 monitor, so it's not going to give you everything, including gameplay. Right, okay, coming up for 23 minutes, I'm now going to knock it on the head and just say, well, you like it? You want one? Contact me. It's all good.